What's going on, guys? Welcome to Soniq Sounds, and hope you had a phenomenal Black Friday and bought yourself a bunch of plugins that you didn't need like myself, but they were on sale, they were a good deal, so hey, treat yourself. Today I want to talk about 3 plugins by Cherry Audio. They're all analog emulation. The first one is the Juno 106, then the CA2600 emulation, as well as the freebie on their site, the MS1 Moog emulation. I used all 3 of those plugins into a small project, and I want to show you how good they sound, and they're super affordable. They're still on sale, so if you want them, go grab them. Now, a disclaimer, Cherry Audio did send me the first 2 plugins to try out. I wasn't obligated to make any kind of video, but I did like the sound and how much utility they offer for what they cost. So I wanted to share that with you guys. If you like it, you can go and buy them at the link in the description. And if you don't want to buy them, let's check out the arrangement and see what I did with this to get this funky 80s kind of a sound in a modern arrangement with some samples from Splice. So let's jump into it. So this is the arrangement right here. Let's play through it once, and then I want to break down the arrangement for you guys a little bit. So let's jump into it. Now, the only thing that's not from Cherry Audio here is this particular kick drum and this vocal sample that's from Splice. Everything else you hear is from one of the 3 plugins, in addition to the third-party plugins I used on my mastering chain. So let's play this. Pretty cool. Now, I don't know if you were using good speakers or not, but you can really hear the low end on a lot of that, as well as some of the analog features of the synths and the sounds that I used. So let's first jump into the favorite one, and the first one I came across is the DCO 106. It's supposed to be an emulation of Juno 106 with some other cool features, for example, more voices than the Juno 106. So here you can see that you have your LFO here you have your oscillator, 2 oscillators. You can change the pulse width of this pulse wave right here. Then you have your filters, the high pass filter, the frequency resonance right here, and then you have your amp, you have your envelope, and then you have all the design at the bottom as far as the voice assignments, whether you want it polyphonic, monophonic, you want to detune it, how many voices. Then you have the arpeggio right here, whether you want it to be synced to your tempo or not. Then you have the infamous chorus. I love this feature, and I'll show you on one of the presets that I used and tweaked a little bit. Then you have a delay and reverb that could also be synced to the project tempo, and then you have your master sound. Now, it does come with a bunch of presets, and these are probably all the presets that are on the keyboard, and you're able to just kind of browse through them, and you can see it's a lot of presets that you can literally play on for days and days if you don't want to sound design yourself. So let's listen to this 80s expressive keys kind of a preset that I have here that I loaded up. And you can see that's just straight up preset. I really haven't done anything other than that. And then on top of that, I loaded that up with one of their other plugins. This is the M1 emulation that they released. Again, another super dope plugin. Let's play this. Again, very, very nice. Again, here's the DC 106 again, DCO 106 again. And this is a piano preset. Let's play it. It has that super nice warm sound. Now, you don't also have just the presets, you also have some really cool effect sounds, and this is a wind sound that's part of the DC 106. Let's see. Super cool. You can pretty much use that, bounce it, fade in and out how you want, but you have an original sound and not the same samples that everyone is using for those uplifters and downlifters. And you can also design it and change it to your taste. Again, there's a really cool ARP feature in the DCO 106 as well. I particularly use this Delicate Beauty ARP. Let's see what that sounds like. So here, the combination of arpeggio and the delay is really what's making the difference. If I wanted it a little wider, I could just go in, turn the chorus on, and let's see what that does. That is super cool. I wonder if this is available just as an effect on its own, because I could definitely use that on vocals as well as many other things. And then there are also pads. You can see majority of this song is done with just that one plugin. Now I'm using the pads kind of as plugs, so let's see what that sounds like. Just to create the pulse. And then let's see what else I have. I have this particular loop in addition to some water sounds, a kick, and some filter. The next plugin that we have is a CA2600. Now this is a less than $50 plugin, but it sounds like a $1,000 plugin. The original CA2600 was a synth where you can play it as is, but you can also use wires to kind of route the signal the way you want it. Here you have these arrows that kind of shows you how the signal is being routed, but let's say you wanted to sidechain something, for example, in input, and you want to send it to a filter, you can do that as well. I've done that with one of the tracks where I've scattered some vocals and I played some chords and I played them with CA2600 as an effect. So let's see what this particular preset that I have. It's just a bass line, I believe. If you're listening to this on good speakers, you can really hear the low end at the bottom. Let's see where else I've used this in my production. I've also used the CA2600 as a voice input. So what I did is I had recorded some vocals right here. So let's listen to those first. Now I had quantized those and I sent them as an input right here. And then I chose a preset right here from sidechain right here. And you can see here, key triggered flange. So as soon as you do that, you're able to tweak the signal and you can play this vocal input on the keyboard and have it impact. So let's listen to this and have it flanges as an effect with CA2600. Now, if I wanted to add some effects to it, I could definitely do that. Let's say if I wanted to add a reverb, just go ahead and enable the reverb. Super dope. Let's say I wanted to take the input signal from the sidechain and also route it elsewhere. I can certainly do that. Just take this and let's say I wanted to add some distortion into it. I am going to go click here, enable the distortion. And I am going to put that right here. Let's hear the output. So that is super cool. And also, again, as we were talking about earlier, the MS1, which is the Moog synthesizer emulation. Let's open that up and see what that is doing. A lot of the presets in this are super amazing as well. For example, let's go to some of the bass sounds, which are super heavy right here. So that was my walkthrough of the Cherry Audio 2600 and 106 as well as the MS1 synthesizer. Now, first of all, the MS1 is free, so go and get that right now. As well as the 2600 and the 106 are on sale for $25. Now, if you're into this analog sound and you want to explore, do a little bit of synthesis on your own, learn sound design, go and grab these plugins. They're totally worth it for the sound and the utility that they provide. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. We're at 3,000 subscribers. We're on our way to 5,000, 10,000, and many, many more. And remember, at 5,000 subscribers, I am giving away a microphone, so stay tuned for that. And as usual, keep making some awesome music. I'll see you at the next one.